Hey guys, this is Naveen here. Welcome back to Naveen Automation Labs. So guys, today we are going to talk about one very important feature of Cucumber that is called scenario outline with examples keyword. How to design different scenario outlines and how exactly it is different from a typical scenario. Although we will see that how to achieve a data-driven testing from the feature file. So if you remember that in the last time we have created multiple times that we have created number of scenarios over here. We have created this particular registration dot feature also, and then this is a scenario number one, this is scenario number two. It's a typical scenario, and then we have used the concept of data table also, and in the form of rows and columns you can maintain some columns and different rows you can maintain over here. For a particular step you can do that. It means this particular step will be executed for these number of rows that we have written for that particular step. Examples keyword with scenario outline we have to use for the data driven testing. So how to do that? Let's see that. Let me close this feature file. Let me create a new feature. Let's see, my feature is anything. Let's see, a very simple example. I'm going to write a login dot a feature over here, right? And then simple remove everything from here. I've already prepared a feature from my side. I'll just show you. So let's see, the feature is I simply say this is my login feature, and then I just copy paste. I don't want to waste time in writing. See the keyword over here. I'm writing scenario outline. So guys, if you're writing scenario outline, you have to use examples keyword. You cannot use examples keyword with a normal scenario. So if you really want to use the concept of data driven, you can achieve with the help of examples keyword, and you have to use scenario outline. If you see the previous example, I'm not using any examples keyword, so I don't need to use scenario outline over here. So this is the basic difference between scenario and scenario outline. With the help of scenario outline, we have to achieve the data driven testing. We can use the example table like that, and then this example table will behave like a data table, or I would say the test data table for me. It means we can achieve the data driven testing over here. A very simple scenario. Let's see if I write that, okay, yeah, login for all the different fail combinations. Given user is on application page, click on sign in button, then user displayed with the login screen and enters the username. Can you see this? This username is as a string because I have written within double quotes, and I'm writing within the diamond bracket over here, these two brackets. And this username is actually the column name I'm writing over here. Same thing for the password. In the password field, I'm picking from this particular column like this. And then I'm simple saying clicking on sign in button and user gets login failed error message. So whenever I'm passing the wrong username, wrong password, let's say I want to maintain different data. It's a very simple typical scenario in manual testing also. You must have seen that incorrect username, some password, then username with incorrect password. I can create one more. Let's see, just over here. I simply say that, okay, let's see incorrect username and incorrect password like this, right? So this is what? This is a table that I have created. It means this entire scenario will be executed how many times? It will be executed 3 times because we have given 3 rows over here, right? So this is the concept of a data-driven testing like this. You can simple maintain the alignment and indentation like this. So we have to use examples keyword and scenario outline. Now what I'm going to do, I simple right click on it and I'm going to create scenario definitions over here, step definition over here. So simple run configuration and then go to the new configuration over here, select this particular feature file. Let's say this is my login.feature, click on apply and run. When you run it, it will generate the specific scenarios over here like this, because you can see that we haven't implemented any scenario. And you see that, okay, yeah, it is right now, it's not showing any flag over here because what we just need to do, close it and close this, right click on this particular project. And sometimes you have to configure convert to Cucumber project once again, and then you open your login.feature. Okay, still it's not working. Then you right click on it once again and go to Maven and update the project. Sometimes we have to update the project like this, and now it is flagged, right? In Eclipse, every time you have to update the project whenever you're making any changes in the feature file or creating a new feature file sometime, because right now we don't have any definition against these stories. Now all the definitions, we got it over here, and I'm just going to pick all these definitions, simple copy all these methods, and then I'm going to my step definition folder. I'm going to create, let's see, these are my login steps. So I simply write login steps definition and then click on finish. And I simply copy paste all my definitions over here like this. And I'm going to import everything from Cucumber library. So let's import that. Simple press Command Shift O, or you can individually import also. You can see all the imports are done. Now I'm going to remove this, all these guys. I don't want any dummy throw exception. I don't want to use this. And I'm not writing any Selenium code, guys. It's just simple to understand what exactly scenario outlined with the examples keyword and how can we achieve the data-driven testing over here like that. Perfect. So let's see, these are the methods that we have written. And now I'm going to run this particular feature file. Now we have the step definition, we have the feature steps available, everything. Okay, now it's nothing is getting flagged. Against every step, we have a written step definition. You simply press Control, or from the Mac user or Mac laptop, you simply press Command and click on it. You will be reaching the respective method over here. These things we have already discussed, right? Now, what I'm going to do, I simply right click on it and let's run as configuration and simple run it again and let's see what happens. This time you see that, okay, yeah, all my three scenarios got passed and there are 21 steps are there. Why 21 steps? Because we have, if you see this my login.feature, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 steps multiplied by 3 rows over here. It means 21 steps are there. So as I told you, this particular scenario will be executed 3 times. This is just like data provider in TestNG and typical data driven testing. The entire scenario will be executed the number of rows that you have given. So first it will pick incorrect username, password. Second scenario, it will pick Naveen automation and then incorrect password. And the third scenario will take Naveen incorrect username and incorrect password like that, right? And if you see the console output, this is what exactly we are getting in the console. Let me maximize the console and you see it over here. First, I'm getting incorrect username with some username field that is 123456, and then Naveen automation, then incorrect password. And the third thing is that incorrect username, incorrect password. It means 3 scenarios. So guys, you can see these are my scenario outline. I'm outlining my scenarios over there, and against that, that particular step is getting executed over here. And that's why we are getting 3 scenarios got passed, 3 multiplied by 7, 21 steps got passed over here. And if you really want to see this particular report over here, okay, it's a loading and then let's see. Yep. So you can see that, okay, this report will self-destruct in a day. That's fine. And you click on this, 3 test cases got executed and then 2 minutes run, last on this, and then click on this feature file and you will see the complete feature file over here with the example table like that. And all are in green color means they got passed over here. So this is an example of examples keyword with the help of data driven testing. Now let's take one more example and I'll tell you one bug, and actually I already raised that particular bug on Cucumber forum and they declined that particular bug and they're saying that, okay, this is what they are expecting in Cucumber 6, and I'll show you in Cucumber 4 that was absolutely working fine, but in Cucumber 6 it's not. And then you tell me what you suggest about that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a new feature file over here once again, and let's see, this time I'm writing let's see something, I'm taking one example, billing feature. So billing dot feature, I'm going to take it. Let me write my own features. So I've already written some features over here. Okay, let me just copy paste, and one scenario I have already written. So this is a table, guys, that I have created. Now see it carefully. Feature is calculate the billing amount. User is on the billing page. User enters billing amount like this, text amount, and then user clicks on the calculate button and it gives the final amount, that is final amount. And this is the example keyword I have written, and this is the table I have written. Let's see, billing amount is 1000. This is the billing amount, text amount, and the final amount. Billing amount is 1000, text amount is 10, so total amount is 1010. 500 plus 20, 520, and 100. Let's see, the text amount is 5.5. So we are getting 105.5 over here. And instead of a string, what I'm going to do, I'm removing the string. I'm not reading as a string. So if you remove the string, what will happen? This is what I'm going to explain you now. See it very carefully because it's a very common thing you will be facing in Cucumber, and how to solve it and what exactly Cucumber says about it. So now see it very carefully. If you notice, the These top two, first two rows, this guy and this guy, line number 13 and the line number 14, everybody is having a typical numeric field, a typical integer field over here, right? We don't have any floating value or double value. But in the third row, the text amount is 5.5. It's actually a floating, a double value, and the final amount is also a double value. We can see the point value over here. So how exactly it's going to create the step definition? So it will create the method overloaded step definition um, for text amount for this particular step and for the final amount, because in the text amount we have the mixture of integer values and the double values, and in the final amount also we have the mixture of integer value and the double value. So let's see, let's right click on it and let's generate the step definition. So simple, run as a run configuration and select that particular billing.feature this time and click on apply and run. When you run it, you will get the step definition, and you can see that I'll show you. Let me just first copy from here, right? And simple, let's create a step definition class. And this time I'm going to create my class name is, let's see, a billing steps.java, and let's copy paste over here. Now let me import everything. Perfect. Let me remove all these codes from here. I'll go to this guy. Okay, nothing is getting flagged. It means against these steps we have created the definition. You see this user enters text amount, text amount. So text amount, this is a column name that we have taken. Text amount is a column name. We have to write the exact column name over here. And then how exactly? So you must be thinking, okay, it might create one integer, one method with integer and one method with double. Exactly. That's a right understanding. You can see that the name is user enters text amount over here. So one method you will see that, okay, user enter text amount with integer, and it's taking one integer parameter over here, and then it will take user enters text amount with double for the double value. So it will actually overload this particular method. So I'll do one thing, I'll just cut it from here and then I'll paste it over here for your reference. So can you see that this is actually a method overloading? Same method name with different parameter in the same class is called method overloading. And this guy is taking one integer and this guy is taking one double value. Why? Because automatically it will recognize that, yeah, in the table you have one integer value and some decimal value. So we have to overload this particular step. Same thing, the final amount which is getting calculated, having two integer and one decimal or one double value, that particular method also. So the step is that it will gives the final amount over here. So you come over here, you can see that one is with integer and one is with double. You can see this is the same method name, exactly same method name, but as a parameter it's giving you integer and here it's giving you double. For the step definition, fine, it's absolutely fine. But now I'll tell you the bugs, what exactly the problem. So the problem is, let's write. So how will you write the step definition? So let's see, I'm going to maintain one variable over here. Let's see, a double variable, and I simple write that, see, this is my billing amount, and I'm going to create one more. Let's see, this is my text amount, and I'm going to maintain, let's see, one double over here, that is my final amount, right? Let's see, the billing amount we are getting in integer, so I'll be writing an integer over here, and like this, text amount and the final amount, right? And billing amount, let's see, I'm just changing the parameter name. This is, I'm simple saying that, okay, yeah, this is my billing amount, so I'll be using the same billing amount over here. So what if the billing amount that you are passing from the feature file, which is actually coming from the feature file, for the first row, let's see, the billing amount is 1,000 rupees, will be given to this guy. And what I want this billing amount should be given to this particular billing amount. So which keyword we have to use? We have to use this keyword over here. So I simple write this dot billing amount is equal to this particular billing amount. So this dot instance variable that we have created is equal to the local variable, like that. Same thing for double also. What I'm going to do for double also, let's see, I'm creating one billing amount over here, like this. And then what I'm going to do, I'm simple creating, let's see, one more this dot, let's see, a billing amount is equal to this particular billing amount. But you see problem here that this is a double and here we are maintaining one integer over here. So let's do one thing, let's make it a double value over here as well, because double can handle both integer and double, right? Because in double value we can store integer values as well as a normal double value also we can store that. Now the third thing is that the text amount. So let's see the same text amount name I'm giving over here, and this is actually coming from the step definition from the feature file, and I simply write this dot a text amount is equal to text amount, right? And the same thing, the text amount that we have written over here. Okay, so I think this is we have actually reversed it. Let me write this is for the billing amount. Sorry, this is for the text amount, not for the billing amount. And billing amount, we have only one thing, that is fine. For text amount, we have double and integer that we have already written, perfect. And calculate on the button, we don't have any step definition, so you can ignore that. And here we have to give the final amount. So whatever the final amount that you're using it, I'll be using the same final amount over here, same final amount over here as well. The final amount is equal to whatever this dot, the billing amount, plus this dot, the text amount. Make sense? Because if you see the calculation over here, that my final amount is equal to the billing amount and the text amount, so I have to calculate 1000 plus 10, 1010 over here. That is what I'm doing. It means whatever the billing amount that you have already set over there with the help of this keyword, the first billing amount is 1000, will be coming from here, the billing amount which is coming from the feature file. Let's say this is 1000 and the text amount is 10 rupees, and then the final amount will be 1010 over here. So that's why I'm adding up both the things together. And when you add it up, then let's see, I want to do some assertion over here. So how will you write an assertion? Okay, and then which condition? I simply say that if this dot final amount, which is equal to what? If it is equal to whatever the final amount that you are getting it over here. If both are equal, then my assertion got passed, right? And the same thing I'll be writing over here as well. It means whatever the final amount that you are getting from here, the final amount is this 1010, and then I'm calculating first 1000 plus 10, which is equal to, this is my actual final amount that I'm calculating, and this is my expected final amount, and then I'm comparing both the things with the assertion. Simple logic I have written. Now I'm going to run this particular file and I will show you what exactly the problem you will face it. So let's run it and let's see it is working or not. So run configuration and simple run. If you run it now, see the problem. The problem is this. It clearly says one line over here, that is user enters text amount 10 matches more than one step definition. That's why you are getting ambiguous step definition exception over here. It's saying that the user enters amount a double is already defined, and with integer also it's defined in your step definition file, and that's why it's Cucumber is getting confused that okay, I should go with the method double, or I should go with the method having the integer value. That's why it's saying matching more than one step definition file. So that is the problem with this. But this was not the case in case of Cucumber 4. So I'll do one thing. Right now I'm running pom.xml file. I'll go there and we are running Cucumber with 6.9.0. I'll change it to, let's see, somewhere around Cucumber 4 over here, right? So, and let's go to io.cucumber, Cucumber JVM, and we don't want to use 6.9.0. I'll go to somewhere, let's see, 4.8.1. Let's pick this 4.8.1, and I simply write this 4.8.1 from here. Just copy this 4.8.1 and you simple paste it over here. So instead of 6.9.0, I'm using 4.8.1, and you save it, let it build. It's downloading a jar file for 4.8.1. Okay, now let's run this particular feature file once again. Run as Cucumber, run a configuration, and let's run it again. Okay, let's click on proceed. Now here you see that it's absolutely working fine. Can you see that? 3 scenarios, 15 steps got passed. Now it's not giving you any ambiguous step definition exception, something like this. So that is the problem I raised with on Cucumber forum, and let's see, I'll show you the response what exactly I got. So you simple go to Cucumber Java GitHub page, and this is the Cucumber Java GitHub page, and go to the issue over here, and I recently, this is the open issue. Let me put a filter and let's see your issue, and this issue actually is already closed. You can see it's throwing this error, and I clearly written over there everything what exactly, okay, that I explained you. This should pick the specific step method as it already defined, because when we run it, it is creating the step definition with the overloaded method. But when we actually run it with the data, it's not working. It's okay, it's giving me the error, right? So that's why I have clearly written over there that I'm using 6.9.0 JDK 1.8 JUnit this, and I clearly written that the same feature is perfectly working fine with 4.x version, but something has been changed in Cucumber 6. It needs to be fixed. And I've given my feature file over here, and this is my step definition. You can see that in this step definition, you can see that this is the overloaded method, integer amount and double amount, text amount. Same thing over here for these two methods also. It should work, because then if it is something has been changed, and it should work because it's creating the step definition also likewise. So if it is the expected result, then it should not create the step definition also. So that is what I raise the concern, and this is what this guy says that okay, this is working as intended. For future reference, please use that. Never use float and double and all those things. And it closed 4 hours ago. They haven't given any specific reason behind that, and I clearly written over there, okay, yeah, this is actually working fine with the 4.x Cucumber version, but that's fine. So they don't want to take it. So that's why, guys, we cannot use like this. So if you really want to use such things, you can have to downgrade your version to 4 or 5 or something like this. But with 6.9.0 or Cucumber 6, it won't work, right? So this is what I really wanted to show you. So let me go back to this 6.9.0 and let's run it again. The moment I run it, let's simple run as Cucumber a feature once again. Okay, sorry. Let's run as configuration once again. See, it's throwing the same error, but I told you with 4.x, it was absolutely working fine. And there is no solution about that, okay, on their forum. So what exactly I can do is that I can make some changes over here, and I'll simple convert everything into a string. It means whatever data that you are reading it, please read it in the form of a string only. No need to maintain unnecessary method overloaded over there, right? It means this data will automatically will be given in the form of strings only. And I'll go to my step definition. Now we have only one method that is coming in the form of a string. So what I'm going to do that I simple remove this method, because I don't want to maintain the overload method. And the same thing for second guy also, I'll simple remove this overloaded method, because right now we are just getting only string. So what will happen if you're passing a string over here? That's why see it's flagged now, right? The steps also flagged, and example table also got flagged. It means we don't have any respective definition for that, because here we are using integer, so we have to use a string over here like that. The moment I write a string, this is unflagged. Same thing for text amount also. So I have to use as a string only, because we are getting the string, we have to use it as a string. But the problem is that here we are maintaining one double value, double variable. How can you give a string value to the double? So here we have to write, we have to convert with the help of wrapper class. So I simply write double dot parse double, whatever the billing amount in the form of a string that you are getting it, you convert it, and then you give it to this guy billing double. Same thing, I'll be using a string over here as a Cucumber expression, and then here this will be a string text amount, and the same thing, double dot parse a double I'll be using. So let me just copy this guy, and I simple write double dot parse a double and the text amount that you are passing, and then whatever the final amount that you are getting, that also will be a string over here. So I'll be writing a string, and then I'll be writing a string over here, and then I simple calculate. So how will you calculate? So this dot, whatever the calculation that you are doing it, this dot, so I'll be writing this guy a double a dot. Okay, now this is fine. So this is the expected final amount that we are getting, and the billing amount and the text amount that we are calculating, that is in the final amount. And then expected final amount, whatever that you are getting, I'm converting with the help of double dot parse double and printing it on the console. And then again, I'm checking the final amount, I'm printing it on the console, and then I'm putting a verification over here that final amount should be equal to expected final amount. So this expected final amount is coming from where? It's coming from the feature file, that is, let's see, 105.5, and then what I'm going to do that I'm calculating the final amount on the basis of my billing amount and text amount, which is already set by these two methods. You can see that billing amount got set by with this particular method, and the text amount got set by this particular method, right? Because from the feature file we are getting a string and we are converting into a double with the help of double.parse double. So I think now it's looking good, and I'm just printing it on the console and then asserting it. Now let's see it is working or not. So here in the feature file also we are not getting any error, everything is unflagged, and let's run it and let's see what happens. So I simply do one thing, billing.feature, right click on it, go to run. So let's run configuration and run. Here, oh nice, absolutely working fine. You can see that. So you can see that, okay, yeah, we are passing that this is the final amount and this is the actual final amount. We are comparing, both are getting passed. So first value 1010 got picked, 520 got picked, and this third row 105.5 also got picked. So this is a solution for that. If you really want to mix, so what I'm trying to explain is that, guys, if you really want to mix a double and integer together, please use it, okay, in the feature file as a string over there, and then please use some parser or maybe double or integer parsers over there, or wrapper classes to convert them from a string to double or a string to integer. Like that you can do that. So this is a solution for that. Otherwise it won't pick automatically. So this is the actual bug, but this is the workaround. You can simple solve it like this. Now what I'm going to do that I'm going to create one runner file for this. So let's see, I think it's already created something over here, billing test.java, and this is the billing.feature, and yeah, so let's run it and let's see how exactly it is working. So let's run as a JUnit. Now I'm not running directly from the feature file. Now you can see that, okay, on the console it's absolutely working fine, and you can see the JUnit scenario list over here. Everything is in green color, 1, 2, and 3. It means this is the data driven testing for the single scenario running 3 times, and this is the data that we are passing from the examples table over here, like that. Right, guys? So please try this example and let me know, are you getting the same error initially if you are passing as an integer and the double value, and then try to solve with the help of, right? So this is the scenario outline with examples keyword. So 2 scenarios I told you. Please practice and let me know if you have any issues. Please put in the comment section if you're facing any kind of issue or any kind of exception. I'll definitely try to check it over there. And I'll do one thing today. I'll publish this entire code to my Git repository. I'll create a new repository over there and give you the link of the repository in the description of this video. You can please download and you can clone the repository and then run your test cases. Very, very important thing, guys, because this kind of information you will not find anywhere in their documentation also. When you experiment it, when you try it, then only you will get to know that this is what is happening. And then again, you have to compare with the Cucumber 4 or 5. So I always compare with Cucumber 4 and 5. That's why I'm creating the new content for you guys. Okay, otherwise it will be very difficult. Okay, guys, so thank you so much. Thanks for watching this video. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye-bye. And please subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon to get a notification for the next video. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.